Hare Krishna. Jai Srila Prabhupada. Jai Kartik month ki jai. So here we are today again to come to Govardhan with Bhakti Caitanya Maharaj. This is part of our series of celebrating Kartik, which I hope you've all been able to join in either live as we are now or coming back later. And you can go to our YouTube channel. You see everything there, or our Facebook page. Please do make sure that you're subscribed, liked, followed, so that you get notifications and you keep in touch and share with everybody. So today we're going to Govardhan with Bhakti Caitanya Maharaj. So please welcome His Holiness Bhakti Caitanya Swami Maharaj, live from South Africa. We were just commenting how the weather is so different. I'm here in New York City, and it's like 5 degrees centigrade, and you're in South Africa, and it's 30 or something like that.
Right. Little more than 30.
Little more. And then in Govardhan, it's a bit cool probably by this time, but very pleasant. I mean, Kartik, Govardhan Parikrama, and during Kartik time is just the best. You know,
it's ideal.
Yeah, so nice. So I won't spend some time introducing Maharaj in all of his accolades, but you can read about them in our description. He, as everyone knows, he's one of our leading sannyasis, member of the GBC, and currently the chairman of the GBC. So we're very happy that he's taken the time to join us and take us around Giriraj, Govardhan, Parikrama ki jai. So he has lots of slides to share, so I don't want to take much time. And I'll ask Natashesh, who's behind the scenes here, handling all the controls, to please bring on Maharaj and his Giriraj Parikrama. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Pancharatna Prabhu. So are we on? Am I on screen here?
Yes, you are. You're on screen, and then when you give the, then you just share your. We'll bring on. Actually, it's already there. Just give the signal, and we'll bring on your slides, and you'll be ready to go. So, Anantashesh, I guess we're ready. Bring on.
So I'm visible, yeah?
Yes.
Okay, I guess so. Here we go. Okay, everyone.
You're
this
good.
Is the great. You can see me, yeah?
Yeah, we can see you. We can see you, and I'm going to go off the screen, though, because there'll be a little echo if I'm there. But everyone can see you in a little corner of your slideshow, and everyone sees the full slides. Hare Krishna.
Right, great. So, Hare Krishna devotees, nice to be with you again, and really nice to be going on Govardhan Parikrama with you. This is normally, you know what I normally do? I normally do Govardhan Parikrama over 2 days to really go into it and all the different places in depth. But today, we're going to do it just in 1 day, or even in 1 hour, or maybe slightly more. So here we go. And here's our map. Here you can see Govardhan Hill. We're going to start in the center there, you see, Govardhan town. And then, of course, we'll go down to our left on the lower side of the hill and down to Punchari. That's the kind of like the southern end or southeastern end. Then around there at number 2, then coming back over on the top side through Govardhan town again, down to number 3, Radha Kund, and we'll go around Radha Kund, Shama Kund, just a little briefly, and then back, and we'll finish at Manasi Ganga in Govardhan town in about an hour, or maybe an hour and 10 minutes, something like that. So here we are, devotees. This is a map of, well, not a map, it's a Google Earth. It's a Google Earth picture, satellite image of Manasi Ganga, right in the center of Govardhan town. And we're going to start, you see at the bottom there, number 1. That's our starting point. And then we'll go around to Chakaleshwar, which is number 2, then come back to number 3, Mukuravinda. Anyway, let's get started. So here we are, Manasi Ganga. And straight in front of us, you see there's a big white dome. This is the Chakaleshwar Shiva Temple. And right next to it is Sanatana Goswami's Bhajan Kutia. So yeah, that's a little closer view. And okay. So there we are, we're at number 2. And here we are, many years ago, actually. This was many years ago. But we're just right next to Sanatana Goswami's Bhajan Kutia. There it is. Sanatana Goswami lived here for many years. And he actually left this world right here at Manasi Ganga, right next to the Chakaleshwar Shiva Temple. And this is inside the Bhajan Kutia. There's Sanatana Goswami. And here's the Chakaleshwar Shiva Temple. 5 Shiva lingas, as you can see. Regular, and they're not very big Shiva lingas. But at night, like 5 o'clock when they open for darshan in the late afternoon, this is how those Shiva lingas look. Look at that. Wow. And they do this every day. Different versions. So that was number 2. Now we're at number 3. That's the Mukuravinda Temple. Basically means, the idea at least is, it's meant to be the mouth of Govardhan. So there's the temple itself, and in we go. And standing up there vertically at the back there next to the pujari is the Mukut Shila. And you can see the oval type of impression on it. They say that's the impression of Krishna's crown. Yeah. Mukut meaning crown, basically, that sort of idea. So there it is. And then down in front, this is the actual Mukuravinda Shila, which is meant to be the lotus mouth of Govardhan Hill. There it is. So now we come around from 3, we go through number 1 again to number 4, Manasi Devi Temple. And as we go, we see Manasi Ganga, where Lord Krishna had boating pastimes with the gopis. That's a long story. And with our just 1 hour or 1 hour and 10 minutes, we don't have time to really go into it. Next stop will be number 4, Manasi Devi Temple. Here we are. This is a Govardhan Shila, but they say that this is Manasi Devi, Yoga Maya at Manasi Ganga, protecting Manasi Ganga. So it's one Shila, but you can see there 4 heads there. On the left That's Manasi Devi herself. Then this is Kaila Devi, a form of Durga. Then this is Manasi Devi's lion carrier. And this is a child devotee of Manasi Devi. And yeah, she's Yoga Maya, or the local people actually worship her as just as Durga, in fact. Yeah, but we take her to not simply be Durga, but actually be Yoga Maya. So we come out, and here is Brahma Kund. When the great Abhishek bathing ceremony was done for Krishna by Lord Indra and all the demigods at the end of the Govardhan Leela, then Lord Brahma came and landed here, right next to Manasi Ganga, they say. And now there's this Kund here. So that was number 4. Yeah, well, the Brahma Kund is, you can see the sort of greenish, almost square item just above number 4. That's Brahma Kund. So now we'll go around to Haridev Temple. Haridev number 5. Here we are. It's a very ancient temple from before the time of Lord Chaitanya. Lord Chaitanya visited here and was in this actual temple. And here's the deity of Haridev, bas relief, but very nice, very beautiful deity. So that was number 5. Now we're going around through the town, and up there you can see to numbers 6 and 7. 6 is the Giriraj Sweet Shop, a famous place of pilgrimage at Govardhan Hill. And 7 is the Lakshmi Narayan Temple. So here we are, Giriraj Mishtan Bandar. Yeah, really quite a place. And this is their dokla, best in the world as far as I'm concerned. And this is their chum chum, best in the world as far as I'm concerned. This is their son papri. It may be the best in the world. It's definitely one of the best. And just across the road is the Lakshmi Narayan Temple. It's actually a traditional Sri Vaishnava temple, believe it or not, and is one of the traditional Divya Deshas of the Sri Vaishnava Sampradaya. Interesting point. So, okay, that was 6 and 7. Now we're going down to number 8. Just around the corner. Number 8 is our ISKCON temple, actually. So anyway, let's go. Just on the way on the right, we stop for a moment by this Shila, Govardhan Shila, which is said to have the lotus footprint of Srimati Radharani on it. That's where this lady is pouring the milk on what's said to be the actual footprint of Radharani. So we're walking down towards our ISKCON temple. This is an old temple, Dham temple, where tax collecting pastimes were performed. And we can see some nice Shilas coming up now. Look at that. Govardhan Hill rising up out of the dust of Raja. And so now we'll stop in at our ISKCON temple. And then the next place we'll go is Dham Kund. You can see just maybe, I don't know, 100 meters or even less, further down the road on the other side. So here we are. This is our ISKCON temple, established, well, actually acquired by Tamal Krishna Goswami and Giriraj Swami some years ago. Beautiful place. In we go. There's Tamal Krishna Goswami's Pushpa Samadhi. Now we're in the temple room. Krishna and Balaram Govardhan Shilas, Gaurnitai Ki Jai, and Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. And out we'll go now to number 9. That's Dan Nivartan Kund. Dan meaning tax, and Nivartan basically meaning sort of like cancelled. Yeah, cancelled. And here, Krishna and the cowherd boys stopped the gopis and tried to charge them tax. The gopis agreed that if Krishna comes back the next morning at 11 o'clock, they'll pay the tax. The gopis came at 10 o'clock, hid behind the trees, and attacked Krishna and the cowherd boys, tied them to the trees, and wouldn't let them go until Krishna and the cowherd boys just nullified the tax. So that happened right here. So here we are. We're going down the bottom side of the hill as we see it here, heading towards our left, towards Punchari. And there's 8 and 9. And we're going to number 10, is a famous Shila. I'm not really aware of what the pastime, if there is a pastime, but it's a famous Shila, and people come in and bathe the Shila with milk, and then the monkeys come and drink the milk. So now we're going down to Aniyor, through Anakut Kshetra. This is where the great food offering to Govardhan took place. And then number 11 is Aniyor town. So here we are going down the path. It's really very nice, and beautiful darshans of the hill and the cows just relaxing, and some amazing Shilas. Look at these Shilas. These are this is a face Shila. And an aerial view of the hill at this point, the Anakut Kshetra, the area where the Anakut, the mountain of food, was offered to Govardhan. And there's some really nice sand here for rolling in. It's just absolutely wonderful. Just the ideal place to roll in the dust and get the mercy of Giriraj. So on we go into Aniyor town, and we'll go to a few places. There's the Gopal Temple on top of the hill. Of course, we don't climb the hill because it's a form of Krishna, and it's definitely not appropriate for us to put our feet on Krishna. So yeah, that was number 14, was the Gopal Temple. And now I guess we go down to the Sankarshan Kund. There it is. It's recently been done up, and this big deity or figure of Sankarshan is there. And there's the old Gopal Temple. And now we'll go up to number 13, is the Balaram Temple. There it is. And there's Balaram on our right and Krishna on our left. Krishna's the younger brother, so he's smaller, and Krishna's more recent. But the big Balaram deity was in order to protect him from the Muslims, he was in that Sankarshan Kund, I think for a couple of 100 years or so. And there's Krishna, more recent deity. Okay, now we'll go up to number 15, the Gopal Prakat Stali. This is where Madhavendra Puri found Gopal, as described in Chaitanya Charitamrita. And this is actually the hill. This is the hill. Behind that colorful cloth is the actual hill itself. And so Gopal was up on the hill, but then Lord Chaitanya wanted darshan of Gopal. So a rumor just suddenly sprung up that the Muslims were coming, and devotees took Gopal down to hide him. And Lord Chaitanya got darshan of Gopal. Okay, so where we are, there you see, we're at number 4, that's Anior, on our way towards number 3, which is Punchari, the tail end of Govardhan. So, okay, so this is the sort of the area. Number 1 is the town. Number 2 is where we just were, where Madhavendra Puri found Gopal. And number 3 is Govinda Kund. So here we go, our Parikrama party. Yeah, doing Govardhan Parikrama. Wow, how wonderful. On the way, we pass by the Sakshi Gopal Temple. You can see the pujari there is very enthusiastic to see us. And there's Sakshi Gopal, deity. He's a Govardhan Shila. And so now we're coming into Govinda Kund. There's the Kund in the center, famous Kund. This is liquid from the Abhishek of Krishna at the end of the Govardhan Leela. First of all, we'll go to number 1. It's the Madan Mohan Temple. Very nice. Radha Madan Mohan on top, Gauratai on the left, and Vishnu Priya on the right. And here we are, Govinda Kund. Beautiful place, very sacred. Some of the local devotees, one of the local interesting characters. So we're going to go, we've been into number 1, Madan Mohan. At the bottom there's number 3, Radha Govinda Temple, which is kind of the main temple really at Govinda Kund, arguably. And in we go, and there's Radha Govinda. They are, this temple is run by the Radha Govinda Temple from Jaipur. Yeah. And these are like Pratibhu deities of the original Radha Govinda. And out we go. And now we're going to go to number 4, you see there. That's Radha Gopinath. It's very interesting. There's Radha Gopinath. And we go up on the roof. It's possible here to go up on the roof and lock the door so that no one can come up and bother you, and get a really nice darshan of the Kund with the hill in the background. So it's a really special place, one of my favorites around Govardhan Hill. So this is from up on the roof there, looking at the hill, and there's the little calf with the bird. And then next we're going to the number 5, Jagannath Temple, which it opens up right onto the road. Yeah, you don't even go inside. Just straight from the road, you have this darshan. And then we go to Vallabhacharya's place. This is his sitting place. He spent time here at Govinda Kund. So that was number 6. Then number 7 is a Gopal Temple. Quite nice deity of Gopal. And then we go to number 8, it's another Mukha Ravinda, would you believe? Mukha Ravinda meaning the lotus mouth. So they say that here you see on the left, they say this is another mouth of Govardhan. Anyway, I don't know about that, but it's an interesting looking Shila. And then on the right, or sort of in the center of the photo, that's Ananta Shesh. Interesting, isn't it? This is a Ganesh Shila. You can see where the 2 dots are, yellow dots with a little bit of orange inside. Those are his eyes. And then coming down, if you look carefully, you can see his trunk. At least this is what they say. And this is Airavata Shila in the center. And they have a number of other interesting looking Shilas. So we're just going around the corner to number 9. And this is the Radha Shamsundar Temple. And there's Radha Shamsundar. And just after the rainy season, there's a lot of water just after the Shamsundar Temple, and you get the local buffaloes relaxing there. Doesn't he look quite a character? Okay, so number 1, that's the Govinda Kund area. Now we're going to walk down the side of the hill and until we come to the Doka Dauji Temple. Doka means watching or looking. Dauji's Balaram, the older brother. So Balaram, who's looking out from on top of the hill. So here we go down the path. It's a nice walk, very pleasant, beautiful views of the hill, some amazing Shilas. And now on our left, on top of the hill, we won't go up there, of course, but is the pink Doka Dauji Temple. There he is. And we got one of the bridge buses to go up there for us and take some photos. And here he is. This is him on the right. Someone took a photo of him. And this is the main Shila with the garland with the flowers. Yeah. And this is now, just at the bottom of the hill right there, is the Dauji Mukut Shila. Lord Balaram was on top there where the temple is, and he saw Krishna's rasa dance. He became so overwhelmed, his crown fell off and landed on the hill here, and on top you can see what they say is the impression of Lord Balaram's crown on top of the Shila. Okay, so on we go. On we go to Punchari, the southern end or southeastern end of the hill. And some very wonderful sights as we go. One of the local monkey characters. And some days, of course, you get a lot of people. Now we're coming to the end. People build houses out of Shilas for their next lifetimes. So yeah, we're coming into the Punchari area, Punchari means the tail of the peacock. Sometimes Govardhan is described as being something like in the form of a peacock, and this is the end of the tail. But you see, before we get there, there are 2 caves on top of the hill. I mean, of course, I've not been up there, but they're not exactly like real caves, but, just there's some space underneath the Shilas there. Something like that. I mean, as you can see, more or less. Oh, and some of the local monkeys. One of the local goats, friendly fellow. And now here we are at Punchari. And you can see how the hill finishes and goes down into the dust of Vrindavan. First of all, we'll go to number 2, the Nishingadev Temple, a popular place with nice view. And you can see on the right there, little white form, that's the Gopal Temple at Anior. And you can see the hill going underground on the left. And it's the Nishingadev Temple, so it's an old deity of Lord Nishingadev. And rather strange looking Hiranyakashipu, but one way or the other, Lord Nishingadev is tearing him to pieces. And you see, by Nishingadev's foot on our left, there's Prahlad Maharaj, you see. Just from sort of the lower knee down, that's Prahlad. And here I am with the friendly Pujari, and he's letting me get the dust of Lord Nishingadev's lotus foot. Hare Krishna. And just across there with the red stairs, this is Naval Kund. Well, here we go. We're walking around. Yeah, Naval Kund. Here's Naval Kund. That's the Nishingadev Temple in the background where we just were. And there's the hill right in the background. And this is Apsara Kund. Naval Kund is said to be a form of Krishna, liquid form. Apsara Kund is said to be a liquid form of Srimati Radharani. That's Apsara Kund there. So from here, we'll go across to number 5, the Lotubabber Temple. Kind of famous temple, there it is. And this is Lotubabber. Lota means waiting. So he's the waiting Baba. When Krishna left Vrindavan, he came here and told Lotubabber, I'm going to Mathura, but I'll be back soon. Just wait here, don't move. And Lota said, okay, I will wait right here and I will just not move at all. And he's still waiting. So now we're looking back towards Punchari. On the right there in the background, you see the white dome. That's the Lotubabber Temple where we were. And you can see Apsara Kund there, green water. You can see the Nishingadev Temple just a little to the left, kind of darkish brown brick. And we came down on the left-hand side. We're going to be going back up on our right-hand side. Yeah, so there's the end of the hill. And again, you see top left, that's the Gopal Temple, Anior. And we're now going to number 6, the Sri Nathji Temple. And nice deity of Sri Nathji, very beautifully worshipped. And this is Sutala Kund, which sometimes it's there and sometimes it's not there. it's really kind of irregular, you could say. In fact, there, if you look at the map, Sutala Kund is completely dry. It's just to the left of number 7. But we're going to go to number 8, the cave of Raghubir Goswami, who took Narottam and Srinivas on their great Govardhan, or actually great Vrajmandal Parikrama. And there's the cave. Raghubir Goswami lived in there. And the cave goes through from here to the other side, right next to the main temple building. All right, so that was the number 2 area. Now we're going up. Number 3 is where you find the so-called blue cows, the deer, the famous deer of Govardhan Hill. So we're just moving along the side there, heading north. And now that from 2 to 3, now we're at point number 3. And here we see the blue cows, the deer. These are females. They're much lighter color. This is a big male. You can see he's kind of bluish, actually. And he has big horns. So that's, yeah, typical male. Another typical male. And these are typical females. Light brown color and no horns. Yeah, and there he is. Wow, he's a solidly built animal. So now from here we're going to Indra Kund, number 4, and we'll see Airavata's footprint, number 5. Oh well, the numbering system just changed. So number 1 on the left is Indra Kund, number 2 is Airavata's footprint according to this map. So there they are on the satellite image. And there's Doka Dauji again. We'll see him from the other side. This is Indra Kund. In the rainy season, there's water there. Otherwise, generally, it's dry. And this is Airavata's footprint. Airavata, the elephant of Lord Indra. And that's the back of the Doka Dauji temple. And here we are now, we're at Surabhi Kund. Yeah, and the devotees are in ecstasy, I tell you what. It is just so nice. It's just so nice. And this is Surabhi Kund. This is where the Surabhi cow landed when she came for, just before the big Abhishek. She came with Lord Indra, and Lord Indra apologized to Krishna for the great storm and all his nonsense. So that's Surabhi Kund there. It's number 3, you see. And now we're entering number 4, well, Kadambavan. Yeah, number 4 is Airavata Kund. And then it's in the Kadambavan area. Let's just have a look there. So this is Kadambavan. And again, it's a nice place to roll in the sand. Oh, this is a real professional. Get the mercy. Okay, yeah, so now let's have a look at Airavata Kund, I think. Yeah, Airavata Kund. Been very nicely done up, maybe like 3 years ago, I'd say. Nice place, quiet place to sit and chant. It's just really nice. And so that was number 1 on this map, you see on the left, and just next to it, number 2, Harju Kund. But on the top right-hand side, you know, Harju Kund is just sort of like natural. It's not built up like one of the more formal kunds. But this is Rudra Kund on the top right. which is built up as a formal Kund. And let's just stop there momentarily. You see, the two are actually connected together. And here's me chanting some japa under a big old Kadamba tree right next to Rudra Kund, which in the background there, it's then called Harju Kund. All right, so now we're going into Jatipur, which is directly across the hill from Anior, just directly across. So we'll stop at a third Mukharavinda, and there we are. It's a third mouth of Govardhan, so they say, and this is the mouth of Govardhan, so they say, being bathed in milk. So we move along a little bit, very beautiful view of the hill. And there's the Gopal Temple from the other side, sort of sitting just right across the hill. Of course, we don't go up there. So we're going to stop at number 4, the Dandavati Shila. And it's a Shila, kind of typical Shila. They say if you circumambulate it 7 times, it's equal to a full Govardhan Shila. So this is how the Shila looks normally. And during Kartik time, they dress them up like this. Wow, this is the same Dandavati Shila. So now we're going from Jatipur there, down the side of the hill to Govardhan town. Let's go. There are different paths you can take. This is a nice path through the forest with beautiful views of the hill and one serious bridgebussie, another serious bridgebussie, owl, a nice peacock, a sugarcane juice gizmo, and we're entering Govardhan. You can see Manasi Ganga where we started. We started at the bottom of Manasi Ganga. Now we're going around the other side. We meet some pilgrims on the way. And this is one of our friends, so to speak. This is Garib Das, who really is one of the local characters, to put it mildly. But he's very, very friendly and blissful in his way. So we go up past his shop, we take a right, then there's Sakhi Stali, the place of Chandravali, and we go around Manasi Ganga and head out the other side of Govardhan town. And where the red line ends is Uddhava Kund. We'll go there momentarily. So the hill, that was the hill. There's our team. And along here, you get a number of demigod temples. And in different temples, you get Krishna also, but more demigod temples, kind of informal temples. Here's multi-headed Hanuman. You can see with his big club. Hanuman is famous for his club. And what's he doing with his club? Oh, look at that. There's a demon getting the heavy mercy. Yeah, being smashed by Hanuman. So we're coming along the path and we're approaching Uddhava Kund. Actually, you see where the light blue, there's an area just enclosed within light blue lines. That's the hill above ground on this side, on our right-hand side of Govardhan town. Govardhan town, of course, is on the left there. And on this side of Govardhan town, the only place where the hill is visible is here where this blue line is. Otherwise, it's underground. So here we go, Surabhi Kund. And this is the temple. In we go. This is the Kund. And this is where Uddhava stopped on his way returning from Nandagram, where he gave Krishna's message to the gopis, and where he saw Radharani speaking to the bee, the bumblebee. Then he stopped on his way out, on his way to Mathura. He stopped here and offered prayers that I want to be born here as grass, because these gopis are such incredible devotees. If I can be born here as grass, maybe they'll step on me. So they say all the grass and shrubs you can see here at Surabhi Kund, they're all forms of Uddhava. And at the back is Kusam Sarovar, just a matter of 100 or 200 meters away at the most. We'll stop there shortly. And this is the local pujari, Sharma, extremely nice fellow. He had some association with Srila Prabhupada, so he says, and really very, very friendly and pleasant. And the deities, this is Radha Uddhav Bihari, and these are the old Radha Uddhav Bihari. He says they're 5,000 years old. I don't know about that. Maybe they are. And this is Uddhava. So on we go. And now we're entering Radha Kund town, crossing the canal. There's Radha Kund on our right, Shama Kund on our left. And we'll go around. We'll stop at a few places on the way. First is the Radha Kunja Bihari Temple, established by Srila Bhaktisiddhanta himself, deities installed by him. And Gokishore Das Babaji Bhajan Kutir is here. And these are the deities installed by Srila Bhaktisiddhanta. So now we come down to the Kund. Here's Radha Kund. Radha Kund, just at the back is Shama Kund. Is Radha Kund. The Sangam, the pink structure is what they call the Sangam, where the two Kunds meet. And you get devotees here offering prayers. It's very nice. And this is Mohan Panda, an old friend. I've known him since he was a little boy. When I first came, not first came, but I think 79 or maybe 85, something like that. I met him, he was at school. So here's some places, just a few of the places. There's many. These are some of the main ones. So this is Radha Gopinath. Mother Janava was here. And Raghunath Das Goswami, this is one of his samadhis here. There are two of them. And then from there, we'll go to the Radha Govinda Temple. They're Pratibhu deities of Radha Govinda, the original Radha Govinda. When Radha Govinda were taken out of Vrindavan on the way to Jaipur, they stopped here and they built a temple on the spot and installed deities. And here's a famous Govardhan Shila, the tongue of Govardhan. And then we stop at the Jagannath Temple, Jagannath Puri at Radha Kund. Then we'll go to the Radha Damodar Temple and Jiva Goswami's Bhajan Kutia. This is the temple, this is the Bhajan Kutia, painting done by an ISKCON devotee, Acha Vigraha Devi Dasi. And this is Radha Damodar, also Pratibhu deities, replacement deities, you could say. And number 6 is Lalita Kund. There were kunds of all the Astasakis around Radha Kund, Shama Kund, but this Lalita Kund is the only one left. Okay, then number 7 is, well, that's actually inaccurate. Excuse me. Number 7 is back, right on the corner at the bottom left. I'll have to correct that. And number 8 is the Madan Mohan Temple. So this is where Lord Chaitanya sat and chanted in the evening after discovering Radha Kund and Shama Kund. And this is the Madan Mohan Temple. This is the Bhajan Kutia of Sanatana Goswami. He spent time here at Shama Kund. It's right next to Shama Kund. And this is Radha Madan Mohan, the Pratibhu deities. And this temple is run by the devotees who own the Madan Mohan Temple in Vrindavan. So there's the Sangam. In front of us is Shama Kund. In the background is Radha Kund. This is Radha Kund. This is the sitting place of Mother Janava outside the Radha Gopinath Temple that we went to a few minutes ago. So now we're heading out. We're heading out of Radha Kund village in the direction of Govardhan town. But we'll stop at a few places on the way. So yeah, on the right, you can see that's Radha Kund village. Number 2 is the Yugal Swarup Temple. Number 3 is Kusam Sarovar. We'll stop there a little bit. So here's the Yugal Swarup Temple. On the right as you head down, the puja, this is Yugal Swarup. The pujari is a disciple of Jayapataka Maharaj, actually. Yes. Okay, so now we go to number 3, which is Kusam Sarovar, very famous. So there's Kusam Sarovar. Number 2 is actually, it's a war memorial of when the Maharaj of Bharatpur defeated the Muslims. Number 3 is the Uddhava Temple. Number 4, out by the road at the bottom, is the Ban Bihari Temple. And number 5 is Ratna Kund. So here we are at Kusam Sarovar. Such a famous place and such a photogenic place. Really exceptional. So these buildings at the back, that's a war memorial, as I mentioned. And yeah, here's the Uddhava Temple. Nice deities here. There's Uddhava in the center. On the right is Vajranab, the pale-colored deity. And on the left is 2 of Krishna's queens. Then let's go to the Ban Bihari Temple. It's run by ISKCON devotees. It's out on the road there, number 4, just next to Kusam Sarovar. Nice temple. beautiful altar. And this is Krishna with a moustache, would you believe, combing the hair of Srimati Radharani. And okay, so now we'll go to number 2 is Ratna Kund. And then on the left, you can see is Gwalpoka. We'll go there too. So now the hill is starting to come up, just starting to come up out of the dust of Vraja. From Radha Kund to here, you can't see anything. It's just flat ground. Yes, so this is one of the beautiful Shila, and maybe this was where Lord Chaitanya first saw Govardhan Hill, because he came from Radha Kund. He came down in the same direction we're going. So yeah, it's all, very natural here in the forest. This is Ratna Kund, the Kund of jewels. And Lord Krishna would bring Radharani here and bathe her feet with waters from this Ratna Kund. And okay, that was number 2. Now we'll just go across through the forest to Gwalpoka. Gwalpoka means, well, that's me, folks, walking along. Gwalpoka means the Kund of the cowherd boys. They would bring the cows here to drink. Okay, so now it's the last stretch. We're going along the bottom here from number 2 was Ratna Kund. We're going along the bottom, heading to our left, back to Manasi Ganga, and we'll finish our Parikrama there at Manasi Ganga. So gradually the hill is coming up and looking very, very beautiful as we go. You see the face here garlanded. That's the hill. It's not just a Shila. It's the hill. The wall is built on the hill. The hill looking very beautiful. And this is now, we're just entering Govardhan town, and we're going to stop. You see at the bottom, you can see Manasi Ganga there, but just on our right, there's a kind of almost square kund with some buildings, couple of buildings around it. This is the palace of the Maharaj of Bharatpur and his private kund. I mean, it's private. They don't let people in generally. Yeah. It's called, what's it called? Punch. I think it's Panchakunda. So anyway, it's said to have the waters of 5 kunds in it. So this is the end of our Parikrama, devotees. This is Manasi Ganga again. And this is the Chakaleshwar Shiva Temple again, the dome, the taller dome sticking up there. Yeah. We began our Parikrama just here. There's the Mukaravinda Temple. Oh, look, there's Krishna's boat. See Krishna's boat there. So that's the Mukaravinda Temple. And this is exactly where we started our Parikrama, looking across Manasi Ganga. So there you go, devotees. we conclude our great Govardhan Parikrama 2021 here. Thank you for coming with us. Shri Giri Govardhan Ki Jai. Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai.
Hare
And
Krishna, Giriraj, Govardhan Ki Jai. Oh,
and Srila
wonderful.
Prabhupada Ki Jai.
Jai Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Maharaj. It was such a joy to go around. And all of our viewers should remember, if you haven't yet seen your Parikrama of Radha Kund, which you did just some days back, to add to this, because of course Radha Kund is there in the Giriraj Parikrama, but this time we just briefly saw Radha Kund, but in the Radha Kund Parikrama we go everywhere and see everything. So,
well, in a couple of days or few days, we're going to visit the villages of the Astasakis.
yes, now that will be really special and unique, because aside from Lalita's village, I don't know that I have actually visited others. Uchagaon I've been, but
Sure.
so I'm really looking forward to that one, that Parikrama. Good. So thank you very, very much, Maharaj. Today is Diwali here in the U.S. I'm not sure what it is there in South Africa.
It's
And
Diwali.
tomorrow it is Diwali. Then and tomorrow is our Govardhan Puja.
That's right.
Oh, this was a great taste. Increase our inspiration and our aspiration for how does it go? Nija Nikata Nivasham Dei Govardhan Twam.
Right.
Thank you. Hare Krishna, and thank you
Okay.
all, dear viewers, for joining us. Please make sure to share, subscribe, like, and keep up with us. And we're going to be continuing, of course, our series. Just in a few minutes, we'll be broadcasting in about 20 minutes. We'll be broadcasting our next session of the Krishna book with Guru Prasad Maharaj, and we keep going. And then we'll have special programming for Srila Prabhupada's Disappearance Day, bringing on some senior devotees as well as many grand disciples talking about Srila Prabhupada in their lives. So thank you so much. Hare Krishna Maharaj. We look forward to seeing you very soon. Hare Krishna. Jai Srila Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna.